am. It's a topic that came to me because we we live this journey called life, and some of our we have different factors that make up the decisions that we make in life, and sometimes we forget about that. We focus on the outcome of a thing and we don't focus on what influenced us to make the choice in the first place. So I originally supposed to have a guy to do this show with, and so I'm not one that chase folks. So um I needed somebody who I knew was gonna bring the smoke. Okay.
That is I. It is I. I
so
can rise to the occasion. Let's do it.
so the topic today is when the right one chooses wrong. When the right one choose wrong. Now we know that it's subjective, but when you hear that, Toria, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
When the right one chooses wrong. To
Mhm.
me, I feel like the right one represents the person that is really truly ready to
Mhm.
be in a relationship, a committed relationship, a real relationship that is not one of these situationships that we be playing around in, but they are
Mhm.
serious and they are ready.
Mhm.
However, in their quest to choose to be linked in that way, they
Mhm.
choose someone who is not quite on the same page as them, meaning they're not in the same places. Like I'm ready and you over here still playing somehow in a way,
Right.
right? Because
Mhm.
because you it's not the person that they're choosing the person who's completely 100% playing. No, 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 no. They
Mhm.
choosing the person who is playing in a way.
Okay.
In a way.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna unpack that later, but remember I
Yes.
said that they be playing in a way.
Yes. Hi, Minister Tony. Thank you for joining me, sir. I'm going to be posting the number. Hey, Faith. Hey, girl. Oh, my God. Oh, you like my hair? Thank you. Okay. Let me type in this number real quick because I wanted to be in the chat just in case somebody want to call in and have something to say on a topic. Um, it's 708-223-8953. Mm. Yes. So, y'all, when the right one choose wrong, we sometimes think we right, right? We always the victim. We always the one that's saying he was wrong, she was wrong, she did me wrong, something like that. But many times we're not self-aware enough to know if it's us or them.
That is a good that's a good call out because we'll think that we're ready, and then once we come in contact and we start interacting with someone else and we found out, then they start showing us places that we're not ready, so they show us that we're not as ready as we think that we are. Okay, they
Mhm.
show us that we're not as ready as we think we are, because they start tapping into issues that we haven't resolved with their behaviors.
Mhm.
And then we be like, oh, I didn't know that was, wait, that's a problem. Or I didn't know that was still a problem. I thought I was done with that one. Clearly, this
Correct.
is still a problem.
Correct.
So I think that's what happens.
Hmm. I was thinking on what would make a person with good intentions choose the wrong person. What is it? My intentions is good. I know, is it, I don't know what I deserve. Trauma, like I was naming some environmental factors, what I've been exposed to, my way of thinking. If I know I'm a good candidate, meaning my intentions, based on how you defined it earlier, is that my intentions is good. I'm a good person. I got good intentions for connecting with this individual. However, what would make me want something that's not good for me?
So let me just, okay. Wow. So I'm a, I got so much. So let's just walk it through piece by piece because I'm gonna use me as an example.
Go ahead, girl.
I think that first of all, I'm automatically believing that, or that I'm expecting to see me and you.
Mhm.
Okay. Which means as ready as I am, as open as I am, as sincere as I am, as I'm my intentions are good, as all of that, I'm deciding that that is your purpose and plan too. Like you're that I've decided that you are that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on a few couple of conversations that we didn't have, you didn't might have snowed me, right?
Yeah.
And so but I'm not looking for it not to be true, right? Because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you are as sincere as I am, because I don't envision people as just purposely trying to do things to hurt me. I don't envision people as people that are purposely being unintentional, purposely being dishonest, because that's not who I am, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily looking for that in you, even though you could be that. I'm not looking for that in you. I'm looking for me in you, right?
Wow.
I'm expecting me to show up in you. So I'm not expecting when you do these things that are outside of what I would do, that's a curveball for me. Look at it.
Mm.
But you're not supposed to act, in my mind, you're not supposed to act like that, because I would never do that to you. Right? That's what I'm thinking. I have these conversations. I would never do that to you. But you would do it to me. And that's because I haven't figured. Sometimes I think that's one of the things that I am learning in this next season. I am learning that I can't just assume that you are going to have the same intentions as me. I can't assume that I'm going to see you show up in me. So now, instead of me deciding that that's who you are and having me prove you and having you prove me wrong, I'm going to not decide that's who you are, and I'm gonna figure out how you're gonna prove whatever it is, right? In other words, I tend to give people an A. You start with an A with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to do things to drop that to an F. No, 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 ma'am. How about I need to start you with an F, and you work your way up and earn an A.
Wanda like, nah. But
Wanda
you know
saying
what?
no, but I'm telling you, I get why you saying no, because no, because we both life coaches, and we see. I'm telling you, in this game of love, with with the people that we got out here today,
Mm-hmm.
you can't start with an A. If
So
you start with an A, you looking for, you setting yourself up to be failed, okay? Because you are putting them
an
on this
F
pedestal.
though?
You are putting them on this pedestal that they have not yet earned. You are perching them here when they are probably like right here. Now, I'm just saying, and then you see me be somewhere disappointed when you realize they down here. No. Let's start you off here. And not maybe not at an F. Maybe I'll start you off at a C. Okay. But you're gonna have to work your way up to this A behavior that I'm
Listen.
talking about.
What if you just start them off with what they maybe where they earn versus give them
They
a
ain't
whole
earned
F?
nothing yet. They earned
That
my whole point is they haven't earned anything yet.
why give
All
any
they did is
grades
say
until
hi.
they earn them?
All they did is say hi. All I did is say hi. My
Cause you
name
gonna
is.
think they're a failure from the beginning. They gonna get treated like a failure.
I'm gonna start you off with a C. But
But
I'm
you know
gonna start you
what?
off. I'm gonna start you off with average.
I'm
You
finna
are
tell
a
you.
Yes,
C.
okay.
I'm
Keep
gonna
them
start
with
you
a
off with a
C. Don't
Yeah.
C.
make them be a
I'm a,
failure
you
for
know
they.
what? I'm gonna tell you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna tell
start
you
you off
what that
with a
reminds
C.
me of. I'm gonna tell you what that reminds me of. When you said that, when you said that, it reminds me of I'm going to um ignore the red flags and
Boom.
give you an A,
That's what I'm
even though
saying.
I know you an F. But I'm gonna start you out with an A because of what I think is good for
Cause this,
me,
cause
like you
this,
just said.
cause this potential I see in you. Cause see, we give people extra points for potential, and potential ain't made no waves yet. Potential ain't made no success yet. Potential ain't accomplished anything yet. So I can't give you no extra points for potential, right?
Exactly.
So I
No
have to
extra
start
points.
you off where you are. Now, if you okay, look,
Well, you say you don't know where they are, so it's
and
gonna be C.
and
So
if
you
I don't
gonna
really know where you are, I'm gonna start you off at a C because I
C
don't know
is
where
a
you
good
at,
grade.
because all you have said to me is hello. I don't know.
You're a man, so you average. Just leave it
Boom,
there.
you
I
are a
like.
C.
Okay, that
You a
makes
C,
sense.
and you
I get
are a C,
that.
and you're gonna remain a C until you show me you got a behavior happening around here.
Now, what if they do something? The first time they do something, are you gonna go? See, that's why you a C.
In my head, I'm gonna be thinking that's why you a C.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to the chat.
In
Thanks for
my head, yes.
joining. Shamaya, Julia, Shataya. Faith Harris said, yes, start these men off with the F.
No, somebody that has some experiences around here. They understand why they be F's. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm telling you, I think that we as women are so forgiving, and I'm gonna talk about on the man side in a minute. But we as women are so forgiving. We are always somewhere trying to see the good in somebody.
True.
We're always, because we're nurturers. That's who we are. That is our natural go-to. It's not nothing we have to dig up or conjure up. That's who we are as women. We nurture. We are always, you know what? You know what? I know he got this issue, but if maybe if I could just get him to understand it this way or see it this way or understand this perspective, he would be better. If I could get him to go to school and get a bachelor's degree, he'd be great. Do he want a bachelor's degree?
See,
Because we always trying to create it because we can see the greatness. We see greatness we see greatness in people all the time. Not just men. We see greatness in people. Period. Because we are who we are. We were like women. We always see some greatness in somebody.
Tori will be going off. We got to pump her brakes because she be for the smoke, okay?
Ah.
But I want to remind the people in the chat where we're talking about today. We're talking about when the right one chooses wrong. Toria defined that as their intentions being right or wrong. I mean well towards you, but you don't mean well towards me. I also thought about compatibility. You're not compatible to me. You're not the right one because you're not compatible. And sometimes we know that. That's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes we
Early
know.
on, we know, okay, there's signs that me and you not compatible. Number one, women, we are helpers and we're all built different and help in different ways.
Yes.
One of the main signs now, after being one that have chosen wrong, one of the main signs that I know that I have chosen wrong is because I cannot be with a man that's not doing something and don't need help. See, to me, you're idle now. You're idle and you're doing any and everything. And I'm not idle like you. You're motivated, you're driven, you're ambitious, you all that. And then you get somebody who, what you do? Well, I just go party on the weekends and me and my boys play the game and we smoke weed. Whatever the case may be. We two different kinds.
We on two different planets.
You ain't on nothing. And at this age in life, I would get bored with a man if all he want to do is go out sometimes. I will get bored with him if he's not bringing something that stirs me to help or to make something happen.
So let me say this. I watched, and I don't know if anybody who's watched this, but I watched the it's not The Fabric of the Man. It is, okay, it's I can't remember the name. It's the play that has Deborah Cox, Marla Gibbs, and some other people in it. But anyway, she's telling him she wants him to marry her.
Mhm.
They've been together for 2 years. She wants him to marry her. Mel Jackson is the co-star, but she wants him to marry her, and he's saying, "No, I don't want to get married. That not for me. You know, married. I didn't seen it not work out. Da da da. Wham." And so, at one point, she says, "Is it going to be yes or is it going to be no?"
Mhm.
And she says to him, "There's got to be more than cooking and cleaning and love making. Where is it? What's the more part?" We doing all these things, but I'm giving my best, you giving less. What kind of love are you giving me? I'm doing everything and I'm still coming up cheated. I'm coming up empty though.
See, that's what I'm getting to. Chat. Y'all in the chat. What do you think are some factors that cause us to choose wrong? I got a few options. Is our moral compass off?
Yes.
Environmental factors, learned behaviors. Is it trauma? Is it lack of self-awareness and lack of teaching and guidance? Is he or she everything I need but not physically desire? I think men choose wrong like that.
Ooh, that right there.
You everything I need. And I don't think we come into our own enough to realize that you're everything I need, but not physically what I want. Many times we'll compromise what we need to get what we want. Think about it. I can have everything I want. If I don't have what I need in a partner, I'm going to find it somewhere else. And that's an open door for me to dip out.
I watched this show and the man said sometimes men choose what is right. So they choose the woman that can cook. They choose the woman that can clean. They choose the woman that is able to nurture them. But they don't choose the woman that they like as a friend. They don't choose the woman that they really, really are desire. They desire and their desire is really for them. They just choose the woman that can take care of them. Then they be the main one telling us, I don't like my wife. I don't like her. I'm married to her, but I don't like her. And I don't
Wow.
like her because I chose someone to take care of me, but I didn't choose someone that was my friend. I didn't choose someone that met some of the other needs that I had that I didn't know it was that going to be that important later on.
See,
Cause see, after a while, cooking and cleaning, and like I said, cooking and cleaning and love making, they don't get you. That ain't it.
that ain't it.
That ain't it. I
No,
have to actually like you, and men will kind of sacrifice liking you if they can get you to make sure you meet all the other, take care of me. I don't have to do nothing but come home, go to work, come home. My dinner's already, everything's laid out. Subservient. I got everything. But I don't like her, and I don't really want to spend no time with her. And I can't wait to go to the club. I can't wait to go to the club with my boys. I can't wait to go hang out with my boys and go shoot hoops. I can't wait to go play pool. I can't wait to go to work because I sure don't want to be at home with her because I don't like her. But I ain't giving her up because she do everything else.
yeah. And see, you know what? Maria say insecurities. Um, hey Melba, how you doing, sweetheart? She say it's the spiritual state and intellectual body, and the way he think and reason that's most attractive to me. And if these are not present, I'd rather be absent. You know
I love
what?
that Melvin. She said, I'd
Yeah.
rather be absent.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't think we realize sometimes, and I agree with you, Maria. I think it's insecurities too. Uh Shamaya say delusion. That too.
That too.
That's a good one.
Yes, Shamaya. Yes, speak to that. So I want to get back into some of your stuff because you did a lot of different things that it could be.
Okay.
So I want us to walk back through environmental factors, learned behaviors.
Meaning somebody taught me that girl, if he find and he got a nice car, some money, he good, go for it.
Yeah, I remember those days when everybody
Uh-huh.
told me that was a girl. He got a good car. That means he got some money. Oh,
Mhm.
look at his shoes. That means he got some money. Girl, please. Okay, just because he got some money don't mean y'all gonna have no money.
Exactly.
Because he could decide to keep it all
And
to
I think
himself. But
our
it's our
environment
friends.
is like very influential. The way we grew up and what we grew up around, if that's all you know, and I'm getting to something on this because I don't want to lose my thought. If all you know is your environment, and my environment, people don't get married, people don't commit, people don't do that. We just hop from body to body. We got more bodies in the graveyard. We just go from body to body. We go off of we measure love by sex, and we think because it feel good it's love, and it's not. We never have a good example around us to show us what a healthy connection and relationship look like, so we don't really have nothing to go on but other than what we seen, right?
Our examples, for most of us, men and women, our examples have been dirt.
Yes,
They have been trash. So we don't
I
really,
agree.
really have no idea what it is. We don't know. I don't know that I know what love looks like between a couple. I don't know that I knew what, well, I won't say this. When I was growing up, coming younger, I don't know that I had a picture of what that was.
I did.
I don't know that I really started to have pictures of what true love between two people looked like until I started going, honestly, until I started going to like the apostolic churches, and I would see couples
Me too.
together and families worshiping together. That was when I was like, oh,
Me
that's what
too.
y'all. It could be like that, and hey, I'm not saying everybody that I saw as a kid in 1920, what they had perfect relationships and perfect marriages, because some of them didn't broke up since then. What I am telling
Some of
you
them
is,
broke up
so,
since then.
but what I am telling you,
You correct.
did it? I just got to be honest. But what I am telling you is that growing up, there were some couples that I watched who are still together, going strong 40, 24. I mean, they 40, 50 years in now. Okay.
Mhm.
And I watched them and how they interacted with one another. And I never saw, I mean, everybody has their moments, right? But I never saw such of the disconnections that I see in some of these couples now run around talking about they're gonna get married. You gonna get married? I don't think so. I think you should try that again because I think you need to wait a minute because y'all ain't nowhere near there, okay? And you ain't gonna even develop it. It's not gonna happen. Like, there are some like I did, of course, I'm a wedding officiant, and so I do premarital coaching as well. There are some people that I coach, and I'm like, y'all not gonna make it. Y'all not
Mhm.
gonna make it. Y'all not.
Mhm.
If y'all stay married, it's gonna be miserable. Y'all gonna be miserable because y'all already miserable.
Do you think choosing will men and women look different to the men and the woman? What
It
are
definitely looks
men?
different.
What do you think is the main motivator behind a man choosing? What it is? What you think it is?
When a man chooses, I feel like it's either about eye candy or it is about what the build or the construct can look like. So
Mm.
is she gonna look good on my arm given the status that I've already created? Okay.
Mhm.
Or is she able to do all of the small things that I don't want to without me having to manage that? So the cooking, the cleaning, the managing the kids, all of that domestic stuff that I don't want to have to care about. Can she schedule all my appointments and make sure I go to the doctor? All that other stuff because I don't want to focus on nothing but going to work, making and not only just going to work, but really building my own career at work. And I don't want to have to care about the family. I think that's the reason that men choose. I mean, outside of having real true purpose in God, I just feel like that's kind of some of the reasons that they choose. Now, when you have a true purpose in God, it's a little bit different because now you understand the purpose of building with family. And so you understand your responsibility is not just to make money and make status, but it's also to rear children and to nurture children as well as the wife. Because not just how about I didn't know, and I found this out. The man, check this out, is supposed to really be the one seeking to understand what their children's purposes are and to nurture that. And he is supposed to share that with his wife, and they are supposed to make a plan together to develop this child into whatever their calling is supposed to be. But he leaves that.
See, this feeds into Melba Martin's comment. Thank you, Melba, for this comment. She said many men are traumatized and underdeveloped. They have learned to fight society and themselves. It is a blessing when we women can see a healthy male in action. And even when we only know the part he sorry, the part he's willing to expose. She might say this is true. See, let's go back to underdeveloped, right? Because the man that you just described that's responsible for all these things, at some point, somebody had a key role in his development as a man.
And he
I
had to,
always say there's a process to maturation. You don't just wake up mature.
you do not.
And the reason why I believe that some of our men are underdeveloped is because they won't let another man
I was just going to say,
help them through the process of maturation. They want the easy cushion, let me lay on your breast type of treatment
right,
all the
all
time.
the time because they don't want. Let me tell you something. This is one of the things that makes me know. Because someone asked me this question: would you choose a man that believed in God, read his Bible, prayed, and that was those were his tendencies. However, he didn't go to church, and he said, "Well, I'd rather us stay home together and read the Bible together." Dude, I don't think so because let me tell you something. That's a man to me that is not willing to yield to the leadership of another man. That means you don't want nobody to call you out. You don't want nobody to hold you accountable, and you're not willing to be taught because you don't know everything. So for you to tell me, oh, we'll just stay home and I'll read the Bible. See, this is not 1930, 20, 90, none of that. Okay. So that's going to be a no for me. I'm going to need you to be able to submit to leadership. And that's the sign that you can
Well,
when
you
you
know
go
what?
get under somebody's leadership.
Let me tell you on the other end of that. Because, see, I like to play the devil's advocate all the time, especially when it comes to our brothers. I love them, but I kick them in the butt too. But I love them. I'll help them. I'll support them. I'll push them. But I'm also going to give you the truth. Some men realize when they enter into the church that the man in the building is the pastor and everybody else is under him. And when we show a man that when we go to the church as women, that we are prioritizing the pastor's needs over his, he didn't want to be in the presence of that man because he don't care what everybody else do to his wife. I'm the important man in your life at church and out the church. And
I
if
would
you
agree.
bring me in here and you make me look little compared to this man, I got a whole problem with you and I don't want to come back in no more.
I understand that, and I feel like that women need to make sure that the men that they are committing to have do life with, number one, that they respect him enough to follow his leadership. Because I'm just saying, because I feel like we women be out here choosing these men that we really don't really respect like that, but we know we can run them.
Exactly.
Because
Period.
see, when you get a man,
Uh,
a real man,
uh-huh.
and y'all don't like me to use this word real because well, if I'm not doing that, then I'm not a real man. You just a male by organs. But I'm talking about real men around here. Real men, if you have a real man is not going to allow you to run him.
No, he's not.
He's gonna put his foot down and you're gonna understand.
Let's stay right there for a minute, Victoria. Let's stay right there with that because I'm gonna say that because I'm an advocate for I love my brothers, y'all. I'm telling you, and I know that our leadership is wrapped up in them. And if they can only get their roar back, if they can only be respected, but see, here's the thing, you got to walk worthy of that because you can't just come into a woman's life any old kind of way
and
expect for her to come subject to you when you're not leading by example, sir. Where are we going? That's the main thing I want to know. Where are we going?
You can't, let me tell you something. You can't lead me and tell me that there's nobody that leads you. I'm gonna have a hard time if you want me to follow you and you don't have anyone that guides, no one that you are accountable to. There's no one
you're resistant
that you are accountable to.
Accountability.
Which means you're resistant to accountability. And you think I'm finna follow? Because I need to know, I need to trust that there is someone that you respect enough to listen to when you won't listen to me.
Correct.
And I need to know that person that you're willing to listen to when you won't listen to me is not going to drag both of us into the ditch.
Yes.
So I got to have faith in not only you, but the person who leads you. That's why it's important for you to not only be spirit-led, but you also have to be able to be led by a person on the earth.
Senior. Because at the end of the day,
you need guidance. You need someone. Everybody needs a mentor. There's nobody on this earth that is really, really able to not have a mentor. Your mentor got a mentor. Your mentor's mentor has a mentor.
Or had one.
Or had one. So I'm telling you, there's an impartation that is either being made or has been made from a senior who is wiser than you in order for you to be able to stand in front of me and really, really garner my respect.
See, that's important what you just said because I was thinking about this. Me and our leaders, you're the leader in the community, right? And our community look the way it does because of lack of leadership in the man. You're leading us somewhere, but it's not the right place. You're going to lead me into being a single mother. You're going to lead me into poverty. You're going to lead me where? Where are you leading me? Because at the end of the day, we don't like to. They figure, oh, you're a single mother, but how I get to be one?
Right.
You know you can say
out.
no too. You wasn't raped, right?
Right.
So you know you can say no.
Right, and you walked out.
Yeah.
And it was just me. Here's the other piece. Go ahead.
Wanda got something to say. Come on, Wanda.
I have a question.
I'm listening.
I have a question. Just based on what you all are saying and based on something you said, Sister V. So if the man feels like, does it have to be your pastor? Because if he feels like you think he's smart, that man is smarter than me, and he may feel like that man will always choose your side. Like, what if he wants to go to his own pastor and have that pastor be the one, since that's who
I'm fine with that.
Is led by, that's his mentor.
I'm fine with that.
Okay?
I can't. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm not here to choose your mentor. I'm not here to choose your mentor. I am here to assess your mentor, though. If I'm gonna be led by you, just like he's gonna assess my mentor, because I'm the person. In other words, the mentor that I have is making impartation into me, right? But my man is the person that have to deal with me and these impartations that I've gotten, right? So he needs to be able to trust that the mentor that I have is not out here telling me to be rogue, right? I'm pretty sure my man does not want me to say, does not want me to have a mentor that does not believe in submission to my man.
Do you think if men
he's not going to want that,
those type of mentors, advisors in their life, that they wouldn't choose wrong, men specifically? Do you think if they had, because I was listening to a podcast earlier by a man that I trust, that's for me, that's it. I don't care who impart into you as long as they walk in the talk. Don't go talk to somebody who's going to tell you what you want to hear and keep you comfortable in your mess so that you won't grow. Because I had an experience where men want to come back and tell me what his pastor said only when it benefit him. But when it come down to him growing and not being a hot mess, listen, People are in the church, but they not in God. Being in the church do not mean you're in God. So if I am in God, I can listen to the counsel and tell whoever he is if he not giving you counsel
Come on.
according to the Father. And if he's not, he don't care nothing about you. He don't care
Or
about
me.
this marriage. He don't care about this relationship. He don't care about your destiny. A man that cares about you is going to hold you accountable and get in your chest sometimes to keep you in line. And if he ain't doing that, if you're comfortable being a homemonger and doing whatever you want to do, he is not your leader. I'm sorry.
That's not right.
He is not your leader.
And that is and that's getting to my point. If that's the leader that you have, I got a problem with that.
AJP.
And is that found out in the dating process of people who walk in the faith and are looking for people who have leaders that they respect. When you date, do you go to each other's church and see how you feel about who they're being led by?
Yes, you do. You go, even if you don't go sit next to the man and everybody know your business. Go sit in the back and listen. I want to hear what you're being taught, because I want to make sure that it is the same sound doctrine that I am sitting up under. And if I can't identify, we're going to have a problem. Right? Because I can't have you out here being led by someone, like she said, that doesn't care if we have success or not. I cannot
It's
do
something
it.
wrong with counsel. In my experience, every upright leader I've sat under that I've watched them walk it out, they will not counsel a couple without both of them. My spiritual parents used to counsel the man or the woman first individually,
That's right.
then counsel them together, because
That's
you
right.
gotta hear both
You
sides
need to hear it.
without the interruption. If you're gonna make a good judgment, just like even in the court, you gotta hear both sides. You can't just,
Unbiased.
this my boy, I've been with him a long time. No, I want to hear what your wife got to say, because it matters. You cannot look for help and then want somebody to be biased because of the relationship, the long-term relationship. No, you need somebody that's gonna call you on the carpet and say, you need to stop doing that to her. You need to respect her more. You need to come out those streets
Come on,
and stop sitting up in
playing.
this church playing around. If you ain't gonna marry nobody, you need to keep your peety skeety in your pants and not sitting here creating broken homes.
Come on.
Right here in our ministry. Men that have integrity gonna stand on that. They gonna stand on that, helping him to choose right.
And let me tell you, and let me just say this. One of the things that I loved about, and this pastor has passed on, I think, a couple of years ago. But one of the things that I used to love about him, he always used to say, he said, when I realized that a man and a woman in my church are trying to court each other, he said, the first thing I do is I assess his character. And if I don't think he got it together, I'm not going to say nothing to the woman. I'm going straight to him. Hey, I see you for your works. I ain't going to have it. If you're not going to act right, you better leave her alone, because if you continue, I'm going to embarrass you and you're not going to like me. And he has done it. Let me tell you, there's some people he kicked out. Hey, you and your wife, get out, because what you're doing is not cool in here, and I'm not gonna let you do it. I've known he done told some men, hey, you can't talk to her because you ain't gonna act right. You ain't ready to do right. That's a daughter of the house, and I'm not gonna let you violate her. So he is one of those people. He was one of those people that really, really would. He be in their chest. No, sir. And it matters that's a leader that I could respect in terms of managing this whole dating and in and out of this dating in his church. He was like, you are going to do it with integrity, or you're not going to do it here. Period.
Not up in here.
Not
So,
up in here.
Shar, hey Shar, thank you for joining. She said, I love what you girls are saying. Now I have to turn the curve, because again, I'm fair. I'm fair all the way around the board. And I can only go off my own experiences. I'm not trying to get put off on anybody. I like to use myself. Self, you got permission? Yes, got permission to use your experiences. Okay, so sometimes us as women, we choose wrong because we got intuition. So that kind of puts us we're a little lead above them, because we can feel it before we ever see it. Right? We can look at them and say, but yeah, we'll choose them with the intentions on changing them. And then when we figure out we can't change them, we let the real person out, that we hid until we got them. I've seen so many women do that.
They teach us to do it, though.
Yeah,
they teach us to do it. No. I mean, and I'm not saying that this is right. I'm saying they teach us to do this.
How so?
The world will teach you, oh, do this for him, do this for him, do that, da, 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 da. Like there's some type of cookie cutter way to get him to like you, right?
Mhm.
So you be sweet and you be relaxed and you be available and you. It's all these different things they tell you to do is that's gonna make him like you more. Some of these things ain't necessarily you, but this is the steps that you're supposed to take. Then they tell you once you get them locked in, then you start, you use your feminine wiles to change him. I don't know who in the world, what dummy came up with this. I'll never understand. I really, I don't. I promise you, I don't know. But this is the wisdom of old, and this is what they teach us. Even in church, they teach us, oh, well, you have to be a woman of God, and you have to, and so it's all these things you have to do, and da 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 da. And they laying it all out for you. Not one time in any of those things that they told you did they tell you to assess his character. Not one time did they tell you to pay attention to how to how he acts and what he does and how his feet walk. You know where you get that type of information from? You get that from a man. You don't get that from no woman. Women tell you all these things. Men say, "Hey, if his feet, don't forget about what he say. Watch the way his feet walk."
Let me tell you something.
See, because
We're gonna get what we want as women. We're gonna get what we want.
that's why
We're
we've
gonna
been
get the
taught
man
this.
we want
Get the
to
one you
get.
want, and you're gonna do all these things to
You
get him.
know, this is what I'm
Okay,
telling you.
whether he's gonna be good for you or not, you just that don't worry about that because you're gonna make him good for you. All the little flaws he got, you gonna change them because he gonna want to change. Because once you be so good to him, he ain't gonna want to let you go. So he ain't gonna have another choice but to change. Lies you tell, these men are out here faking the funk every day and not changing for nobody.
We fake the funk too.
That's what I'm saying.
We fake the funk.
We both faking, and ain't nobody getting what we want.
Ain't nobody get what they want because here's the thing. Here's the thing. The representative that I'm showing you, that's what it's for. It's for you. It's for be a magnet to draw you in.
That's what I'm saying. But we're
Then
both
after I get you,
doing it. We're both giving you this
Here you go.
representative to reel you in. Then when we get you reeled in, we show you the real person. You be like, oh no, this ain't the person I met. No, it's not the person that you met. You met the representative. It's been 6 months in. Now you meeting the real me and you're locked. Because guess what? You don't want to fail. Because see, not just is we always like to act like only men don't like to fail. Women don't like to fail either,
We don't.
especially when they done told everybody about them.
especially when you invested.
Especially when you invested and you
It's
didn't told
hard to
everybody
walk
about them,
away.
you don't want to be wrong. You're gonna do everything. You be over here taking everything possible to make this thing come true because you don't want to look like you was wrong, because you don't want to look like you failed again. Because see, they put a different type of pressure on women to be married than they ever do on men. Nobody's if men ain't married by the time they get to be 35, don't nobody care. If a woman ain't married by the time she get to be 35, something is wrong with her.
I need you to read Jeremy. My eyes not that good. Read
Look,
Jeremy
we're
comment.
gonna find out if my eyes is better. Okay. Are you admitting you send your representative first and not the real you? If so, how can you be disappointed when the relationship goes left and backfires? You know what, Jeremy, you're absolutely right. I've said I have done that before, so I understand.
This is
And
something
this,
we
and
do.
I know that
Men
this
and
is what
women.
happens. I'm saying men and women both do it. I've been guilty of it as well. I am done with that life, okay? Because first of all, at the ripe old age of 50, and I know I don't look my age, but at the ripe old age of 50, I am too old to be sending representatives because I ain't got time to keep up the representative because I can't remember. How about that? So I ain't got time to be pretending that it's a done deal for me. And I learned over the years that pretending doesn't get me anywhere because once I show you real true me, and especially if you've been sending me your representative too, we don't tend to still like each other. That's number
I
one.
believe that sometimes choosing the wrong one will help us in most cases not go that way again. It's a teacher in that.
Oh God! You learn all types of lessons when you choose the wrong one. I mean, when you choose the wrong one, you start to see what it is. I tell you what, after as long as you're in it, you be blinded. But once you get out, you start to see all of the reasons why y'all wasn't gonna never make it no way. You do. You start to say, you know what, I didn't like that about him anyway. And you know what? That really bothered me. And I really but these are all things you didn't say nothing about because they told you, don't say nothing yet. Reel them in first. But I'm like, but when you thought about it, I'm like, but you got me reeling in somebody I don't really like.
Let me tell you what
You
we
got me really
do.
near somebody I don't really want.
Anybody want to call in, chat to the station, intellectualradio.com, 708-223-8953. I put it in the comments. Scroll up, you can see it, 708-223-8953. If you want to give your perspective on the topic, when the right one choose wrong.
I love Shemaya.
What Shemaya say?
Shemaya say, I don't care nothing about failing. We can break up a million times behind my respect. Baby, come on, Shemaya.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. What did
Yes. Loud and
what
clear.
did Julia say?
Julia said, Apostle Oda said both people need to see each other mad. Come on. Wait. They didn't popped up. Hold, wait. What just happened? She said both people. He said Apostle Oda said both people need to see each other mad. You really need to see how he or she responds when they get angry. That is the truth, Julia.
Yep.
Because I'm telling you, once you realize how, and not just when they get angry, when they are when they are sad, all of these things matter. When they have all these little different emotions, you need to see how they act in these emotions, because even if you have a person that when they get into a sad state, they shut down on you.
That's true.
That's a Is that
A
something
red
you can
flag.
do? Is that something you can do?
No.
Because see, some people have the capacity. Some people be like, okay, well, I tell you what, you hold on to it until you're ready.
I need to
Me,
know
I'm
that
gonna need
you
you.
can resolve conflict. You're
Absolutely.
even if you can't, you're open to conflict resolution.
I need for you. I need a person that's not gonna shut down on me.
They
I
give you
need
the
for
silent
you.
treatment.
Ooh, I hate it. I need for you to be able to say, even if you don't have the words to be like, I 100% what you feel. Look, I am going through a thing. I need you to also be the person that is able to sit down and reason together. So let's unpack it together. I can help you with that, but I don't. If you're going to be closed when I'm attempting to help you with that, we're not going to make it,
Yeah,
because I
because
need you to be open.
see, R.C. Blake's Pastor R.C. Blake's, he calls that silent treatment and ghosting emotional violence.
It is.
Woo,
That is like
girl.
trauma to your soul. It's like you are violating the contract of the relationship, because the relationship is supposed to be an interaction between two people in every area, all across the board. It's supposed to be full circle. So when you decide to punish me for caring about you with your silent treatment, or this shutdown mode that you do, you are really violating the contract, and you are causing emotional damage to me.
Yes.
To me.
Yes. And to me, when a man do stuff like that, I'm just looking at you like, are you a man or a mouse? You like cheese? Stop doing that. If even if, because with men, a lot of times it's timing. It's timing with them. It's not
I
that
do
I don't want to
agree.
talk about it, but right now I need some space, and I'll come back to it once my head clear. But you get those women that walk behind them,
You
and another
know,
thing, and they like, you know what, woman, I'll see you tomorrow.
you know what? I say this to people all the time, and it's not just with men or women versus a men versus woman thing. If I am in an argument with you and I walk away, I'm going to need you to let me walk away, because there's a reason that I've turned on my heels on this. Even if I am doing the shutdown, if you think I'm shutting down, and maybe I am, but I need a moment to clear my head. Okay. And even if I don't follow back up with you, if you give me a day, you might can follow up back up with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's open then, because now I've had a chance to relax. I've had a chance to think through, and I have had a chance to process. I've also had a chance to think about how I want to express things to you. And that's the one thing I always tell people. I'm going to tell you, you know what? I think we're going to put a pin in it. But I think that it's important that we learn to communicate while we're walking away,
Yes.
instead of just turning on your heels walking
Just say,
away.
I need a moment.
You know what? I need a moment. I'll be back.
Yeah. Don't leave me wondering like,
is this over? Is this it?
You're
Well,
not coming back?
Just say, you know what? I need a moment.
Faith say emotional what? Emotional violence, Faith. You say, tell me why they go ghost. I can tell you, you know what?
Because they
I
don't
don't
care.
have it all the answers. But most of the time, they go ghost because they're emotionally immature and they don't have the emotional intelligence. They don't have the relational experience to have a conversation with you. They don't have the maturity. They want to keep the door open to see when they come back. are you gonna be open where they left you at?
Yeah, because they don't
That's
want
what they
to,
want.
because they don't want to acknowledge where it was. They just want to keep on
Yes.
moving. They want you to to make a bridge. They don't want to even help you draw a bridge. They want you to make a bridge so they can just walk on across it and everything will be fine. I love Melba. Melba is going in. Melba said, we must stop going in as the fixer upper. We strong women go in with the mind or I'ma fix that. I'ma love him through that into submission. Um, don't seek to emasculate the man by seeking feminine energies and qualities. The man is not to be mistaken as the best girlfriend. Ha! She's right. There are certain innate characteristics that every man craves to express for the woman he has chosen, and you don't have to ask for him to do it. He will do it naturally.
I agree. That's absolutely true. And sometimes we take the lead in the relationship as women.
Yes.
We take the lead, and then once we get in the relationship, they looking for you to keep leading. I say that to my girls sometimes. I don't care if you do know how to do it. Let him figure it out.
Let him figure it
Stop
out.
trying to do it for him. Stop trying to close all. You stop trying to do all the work because he'll sit back and be like, okay, well, you got this.
I told the one girl that about her guy. She says, he just watches me do all the work and da 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 woo wop the wham. And then she said, I said, does he ever offer to help you? She said, yeah, but he be in the way. I said, well, there you go. Because see, when he offered to help you, you should just let him. But he's not gonna do it right. Well, then you don't want no help. I mean, because you have to make up your mind if you want him to help you, and maybe you might have to um remind him or gently instruct. But sometimes you have to get out the way and shut up. Because if all you want him to do is move a couch, then let him move the couch. No, you got to pick it up this way. Don't worry about how he gonna pick it up. Don't he know how to pick up a couch? Let him figure it out. You gonna hurt your back that way. Well, you know what? Guess what? If he hurt his back, I bet he'll pick it up right the next time, won't he?
Listen, read what read what Jeremy just said. Come on here, grown man.
What Jeremy just said? Jeremy say real feeling. Okay, wait, it keep jumping.
Real feelings. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm trying to get real feelings and true love will force you to get to the bottom of everything. I can't leave a woman in suspense that I truly love. Boy, you better speak today. You better talk about it
Come
because
on, grown man.
that is important. Because I've always said this: we have these men that are at times don't seem to be available, and they feel completely comfortable leaving you to wonder and think what it is. You know why they feel comfortable? Because they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't care.
That's true.
That is a 100. That's a sign they don't love you. How about that? We want to get into choosing wrong. Choosing wrong is when they give you these signs that they don't love you, and then you don't want to take them as that.
That's true.
So when he don't call you for 2 weeks, and then he call you, and then he wait for 2 weeks to call you again, and then he act like everything is cool, or he can make up this stupid excuse like the phones was not working, and all the airlines and all the lines cut off, the phone lines cut off for 2 weeks, and that's why he ain't call you because it'd be something stupid, right? But then and you say, oh well, I understand. Okay, well, that's you allow him to allow that to violate you. And now what it really was is that I didn't care to call you and tell you. I didn't care to call you and let you know what was going on with me. That's why you didn't know.
JP say you smart. Indeed. Hey, Shanika girl, how you doing
Thank
today?
you. Thank you, JP.
Angela, good to see you watching, baby. So women in the comments in the chat, I got a question for you. Did you ever choose wrong? And if you did, what did you learn? Ladies in the chat. Thank you, Jeremy, for being so brave to be the only man speaking up in the chat. I thank you for that, sir. I thank you for standing 10 toes down. Ladies, I want to know, did you ever choose wrong? And if you did, what did you learn? What did you learn? Because I can sit here all day and tell you how many times I done chose wrong and what I learned.
So Maria Purdue says sometimes men or women are not taught how to handle relationship conflict. Learned behavior may be the reason for a lot of the toxicity and relational dysfunction. I love the way that you coined that as relational dysfunction and toxicity, because that's what it really, really creates. Right? It breeds that when you can't communicate, when you refuse to communicate. And I hate for men to say to me, well, I'm not the best at communication. Well, you're not trying then. Because here's what I know you can communicate well. Here's some instances that I'm sure you can communicate well. You can communicate well when you want something. You can communicate really, really well when you want to hit them draws. I'm just saying.
Period.
When you want to hit them skins, don't
You a whole nother
you the
person.
best communicator ever. The best. He is the best at it. I'd be like, wow, if y'all advocated for relationships and being healthy partners in relationship as much as you advocate for your underlings to be
Man,
satisfied.
yeah.
My goodness, how great would relationships be?
But I find, Toria, that most of relationship is based upon the physical. If you have not had anyone to give you an example, if you have not had anyone to pour into you and help cultivate you as an individual person, you don't have nothing to give me. You're giving me a piece of you because you don't even belong all the way to
That's
you.
that
This
Teddy
is
Riley
why.
giving you a piece of my love. You can have a piece of my love. Now, wait. Okay, real quick, y'all in the chat. When y'all really realized what those words meant, did you figure out that this was an emotionally unavailable man that was talking? Did y'all figure that out at some point? Because he said, "You can't have all of me because I'm not totally free. There's a few things in my past that should not be explained." He is letting you know straight
stay
up.
with me for a little while. See, you know what?
Stay with me, but I want you to stay with me for a little while.
Yes.
Not for eternity, for a little while.
Y'all, ladies, gentlemen, I'll say this. Before you choose wrong, choose you. Before you choose wrong, choose you. Include God in all of your decision making and be willing to understand that rejection is God's protection. And so just because you choose wrong, it's nothing wrong with you. You just got to figure out why, and you don't keep repeating it over and over and over again, because then after a while, then you're the problem. So you got to sit here and self-examine and say, I keep on getting with the same person with a different face. What am I doing wrong here? Especially men. You got to have a help me. You got to have somebody that's willing to help you, willing to stand by you and support you. You can't be led just by your Peter Skeety alone. You got to have more than that. You got to expect more than just some thighs and butt. You got to set your expectations high as you can, because y'all don't have a good pick of the litter either. Let's just be a buck. But I tell you, Jeremy say, tell him lioness. Period, Jeremy. You know that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we need to, we both need each other. If it ain't nothing romantic, we got to be able to give these nuggets to each other, because I want to see you make it. So I'm gonna let you have some closing remarks, and we're gonna close.
And when you and in choosing you, my advice to you is, in choosing you, choose to get to know you. Choose to understand who you are. Choose to understand whose you are. Choose to understand those things that have made up your mindset, and choose to decide if the current mindset that you have is taking you where you want to go. And if it's not, then you need to do some restructuring so that you make sure that you are ready when the right person shows up. So not only do you recognize them, but you are ready to partner with them.
I absolutely agree. And on that note, guys, I'm sorry for all comments I didn't get a chance to read right in these last few seconds. Thank you for joining me on a FyreSide Chat. This is your host, Sister the Lioness Queen, today with Coach T. And I hope that y'all have been blessed and empowered by this broadcast, plus the replay for all of those that missed it. And I'll see you guys next Sunday at 4 p.m. Have a good evening. Whoop, 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 whoop.